It took the one TD for our West Indies captain Sheo to win a toss. And after winning the toss, they have put in Nepal to bat in match 25 of the 2026 T20 Cricket World Cup. And after 15 overs, Nepal are 68 for 5. You heard that right. 68 for 5 after 14 overs. In fact, there were 62 for 5 just before the last delivery of the 14th over bowled by Akil Hussain, which was it for 6. So 68 for 5. Hello everyone and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here and I appreciate you and I look forward to your interaction on our members club in Patreon. This is one of those matches that as long as West Indies win, they will qualify for the Super 8 and in essence qualify for the next World Cup. So there's a lot riding on this match. Win this match and we automatically qualified for the 2028 T20 Cricket World Cup. West Indies made one change to their playing 11, leaving out Romario Shepherd and bringing in Matthew Ford. I suspect there's a nigger with Romario Shepherd because you recall he only bowled 1 over for 7 runs in the England match. And I was wondering why he did not bowl another over. And now that he has been left out of this match, I think that there's probably a little nigger. I don't hear anything coming through. As you know, I no longer get correspondence from West Indies and I have to depend on the ICC. And I've seen nothing from the ICC that he's injured. But I know that there are a lot of persons have their sources and they will know things. But my suspect is that he is carrying a little injury and he's been rested. However, the change has not affected West Indies' performance. As 68 for 5, I'll run through the bowling chart for you. Akil Hussain, who opened the bowling again, and this channel is very proud of the lobby that we have lobbied for Akil Hussain to open the bowling. And once again, in his first over, he struck and got a wicket, in removing the dangerous Brutel in his very first over. So Akil Hussain, 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 21. Yes, so there is Jaden Seals and Blunder Factory coming off the field. As you know, it was a strategic timeout. So Blunder Factory went on to give his pep talk. Matthew Ford have completed his spell. This I love to see. Matthew Ford finishing early. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10. He was magnificent. And that's why I'm saying that replacing Shepherd, it works out well. Jason Holder, 2 overs, no maiden, 2 for 4. The West Indies bowlers were at it. Shamar Joseph, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 10. One of those 2 fours came off Shamar bowling, and you would say on another day they probably would not have happened, especially the second one. It just flew through, slip, genuine edge. Yeah, 1 for 10 from his 2 overs. Gudakesh Moti, not as economical as he was against England, not as tuned in as he was against England. He bowled 2 overs, none for 17. Raston Chase in the second over. So far, he has bowled 1.3 overs and have taken none for 9. So 1.3 overs for Raston Chase, none for 9. Nepal asked to take first strike, and after 14.3 overs, they are 72 for 5. So Nepal 72 for 5 after 14.3 overs. So the only bowler who is not yet to get a wicket at this time is Raston Chase. Please remember to check out the Cricket Forum store by clicking the link on in the video description. Please remember to check out the Cricket Forum store. And big up our brethren, Gerald Music, for sponsoring this morning's stream. So you can check out Gerald Music, check out the latest music release from Gerald Music. Discover hot new album. The link is in the video description. And he's streaming on a wide variety of digital platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you for your sponsorship, Gerald Music. A big up to yourself. And there's the man at the top left-hand corner of your screen, Gerald Music in photos. So 14.4 overs, 73 for 5. Nepal being asked to take first strike by the West Indies. Here is on 27 from 33 deliveries. And Gulshan is on 11 from 12 deliveries as Chase back off a length into the pitch. The batsman stroke it out into the cover, and there is no run. 73 for 5. We are at over number 15. Thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to everyone who is here with us. We appreciate your company. Round the wicket come Chase, bowl them down, bowl them down, bowl them down. And Chase picked up his wicket now, 73 for 6. Wow. Yes, 73 for 6. Hopefully, Nepal will not make 100. It would be very good. I'd be happy if they don't make 100. Yes, 73 for 6. And I think that, although yesterday in the press conference, the coach did say that the match against England, the loss against England, did not affect them. But the way that they have played since, it's probably very hard to agree with that position that that match against England never affect them, because they have not delivered since that match. And so, again, they are in trouble. We recall the match against Italy, they lost by 10 wickets. And here again today, they are in trouble. So I don't quite agree with the coach that it hasn't affected them. 73 for 6 at the end of 15. I do not quite agree with that decision. Please remember to check out the Cricket Forum Club and Patreon. The link is in the video description. It's also pinned at the top of the screen. Click on the link and become a member of the Cricket Forum Members Club today. I'm looking forward to you becoming a member. We talk over there, we interact over there. Hussein, in his final over, he comes in, bowls to here, who gave himself room, and he bang it down to Edmire on the cover boundary. The ball didn't travel as fast as it should, or the effort that the batsman put behind the shot, the ball never pinged off the bat, and as a result, they were able to come back for 2 because it took a long time to reach Shimron Edmire on the cover boundary. So 75 for 6. Hussein in his final over, 1 for 23. Cut away this time, down to backward point, beat Edmire to his left, 4 runs. Better shot that time from here. He waited on it a little more and just played it to the left of the man and the backward point boundary, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So 4 more to the total. 4 more to the total there, as just back of a length, and he cut that away down towards the cover backward point boundary for 4. So 79 for 6 now, as Akil was saying, the left arm orthodox spinner is round the wicket. He comes in, bowls to ears, much tighter, played it into the onside. Hussein gives chase and field and prevent the second run. So the score will go up by 1 to 80 for 6. 80 for 6 as the score ticked over nicely. Hussein in his final over here, 1 for 28 from 3.3. He needs to close out this over very well. You know, restrict the number of runs. He needs to close it out. 80 for 6, West Indies. Sorry, not the West Indies. Oh, my Lord. My apology to my West Indian fans. It's Nepal. Hussein, round the wicket, bowls to Sampal, who plays this out into the covers. Rastan Chase stopped it with his foot. The batsman goes through for a single. 1 more, 81 for 6. As here comes back into strike. Hussein, 1 for 29 from his 3.4. His final 2 deliveries coming up. He wipes the ball under his arm. Never like that, but everyone has their options. Everyone do things separately. I generally tell in the past, I told the bowlers, who's going to feel that when you wipe it under your arm? There's so many places that you can get sweat from. Down the pitch, and he hit this down towards long on. Rovman Powell on the boundary, picks up, sends the return in. The score goes up by 1, 82 for 6. 1 delivery to come in over number 16. 1 delivery to come in over number 16. So please hit that. Just check out the link in the video description and become a member of the Cricket Forum Members Club on Patreon. So join it. The link is at the top of the screen. Join us on Patreon and let us interact from there. 82 for 6 after 16 overs. West Indies winning the toss and asking Nepal to bat first. Shayop winning the first time in the tournament that Shayop is winning the toss. I remember, I think it was Michael Douglas was saying that not even a toss Shayop cannot win. I know he said so jokingly. You remember Sean Dietz when they asked Sean Dietz, what can, I don't remember the exact question, but he lists as one of the things that West Indies need to start doing to improve their game was to win the toss, you know. 82 for 6. 82 for 6 after 16 overs. Shamar Joseph, the ball is third, 2 for 10 from his 1 for 10 from his opening 2 overs. He will now come into bowl his third over. Here's Shamar Joseph. He's moving in now to bowl his third over. He's over the wicket. He bowls to Air, who turns it away through mid-wicket. He whips it through mid-wicket. Shimran Meyer field, and there is a single. 36 he is now from 38, 83 for 6. That's a good shot. He whips it through mid-wicket nicely. 83 for 6 now. Shamar Joseph in his third over. I think he will bowl this one, and he probably bowl the last one. Think so. He will bowl the death over. So he's going to come in now to bowl to Sampal. Sampal. The right-arm fast bowler is over the wicket short. Sampal ducks it, goes through to the keeper with some pace. Serious pace on that delivery. There was serious pace on that delivery from Shamar Joseph, but Sampal got out of the way and it goes through to the keeper. Wow, that have some pace from Shamar Joseph. It went through at a good nip here. Very good nip. 83 for 6, Nepal. Asked to take first strike by the West Indies. Sampal is on 1. Here is on 36. Joseph in his third over. 1 for 11 thus far. He's over the wicket to Sampal. There's a slip. And he hit it down the ground. Good shot by Sampal into the boundary for 4. Beating Matthew Ford coming around from long on. Good shot there. Pitched up into the slot and he hit it down the ground for 4 more. So 4 more to Nepal will take them up now to 87 for 6. That was pitched up. It was right into the slot. And the batsman, just a step on a hit. That's what they call a step on a hit. As a bowler and any young bowler out there listening to me, that's what you want to prevent when you are bowling. A step on a hit. Joseph bowls, turn away through mid-wicket. Help Meyer close down on this one and limit them to 1. 1 more to the total. 88 now for 6. Shamar Joseph, 2.4 overs, 1 for 16. Air, who's on 36, will comes into strike. Sampal, who's on 6 from 5 deliveries, is the other batsman at the crease. So here on 36 from 38, as the West Indies fast bowler makes his way in. He's over the wicket. He bowls to here, who looks to york him. He dug it out, looking for a single, but the ball was right in front of the popping crease, and Joseph, in his follow-through, picks it up. The batsman remained in his crease. There was not a single there. 88 for 6 after 16.5. So 3 overs to come in the West Indies innings. So Shepherd on 6, Old on 5, Moti 4, Chase 3, Shamar Joseph 3. So all the West Indies bowlers are getting among the wickets. Shepherd for that hat-trick. You know, and I will try to find out some information on Romario Shepherd. I will send off an email to them and hope that they respond to it. As Joseph bowls to here and here, bang this through mid-off down to the long-off boundary for 4. Pitched up into the slot, missed the Yorker, over pitch, off volley, and here hit it down through mid-off. Good shot. There was an extra cover under mid-off, and he picked the gap. It really hit with some brutality. He crunched that down to the boundary for 4. Even if that had gone straight to the field, it would have taken some catching. but it was into the gap between mid-off and extra cover. Nobody moved. It was a half volley. He missed the Yorker, duly dealt with. 92 for 6 at the end of 17. 92 for 6 at the end of 17. Jason Older, who has picked up 2 for 4 from his 2 overs, will be back into the attack to bowl over number 18. As soon as possible, I looking to give you the field here. So there's a short third man. There is a backward of square leg, not on the boundary, orthodox backward. You could call him a leg gully, or a short fine leg. Just trying to get a picture of the field, but I'm not getting that right now. 40 is here. Sampal is on 6. He will face up to strike, so that's it now. So there's a short third man. There's a backward point on the boundary. There's a sweeper on the cover boundary. There's an extra cover, mid-off, a long on, a deep mid-wicket, and a man deep backward of square leg and the short fine leg. So that's the field. So I'll give you a mental picture of the field after this over. Outside the half stump, down towards that man on the backward point boundary, which was Shimran Etmaya. He get to it, and there is one more. So here's the field. There's a short third man, a man on the backward point boundary. Then there's also a cover on the boundary. Then there's an extra cover and a mid-off. So that's the 5 on the off side. On the onside, you have a long on, a deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, and a short fine leg. Jason Older is over the wicket, bowls to Sampal, and Sampal turned this into the onside towards mid-wicket, which Jason Older gives chase and limits the batsman to 1. So it's 1 more to the total. One more to the total. So 1 more to the total, which will push it up now to 94. 94 for 6. 94 for 6 is the score. As Jason Older, they're just showing the delivery action of both West Indies fast bowler. 94 for 6 as Jason Older is on his way now to bowl to Sampal, back of a length, and he hit it down over extra cover and mid-off, and it will go into the boundary for 4. That was back of a length. I think he was probably looked to pull it, and the ball also onto him. Jason Older at 128, 130 kilometer. I don't think he can hustle anybody, but I don't think that's where he was looking to hit it. Well, on second thought, looking back at the shot, it was probably deliberately done. He was going through the offside, over the top. It went over mid-off and down to the boundary for 4 more. So 4 more to the Nepal total, and their fans are still celebrating. Older over the wicket, bowls to Sampal, up and over. The man on the cover boundary. Can he get there? No, it's gone into the boundary for 4 more. So good knock here being played by Sampal. He has moved up to 15 from 8 deliveries with 2 consecutive 4. And in the meantime, bringing up the Nepal 100. So they are 102 for 6 now. Jason Older just missing his length here, not executing. We have to keep the pressure on. We cannot let them get away from us. So after 17.4 overs, they are 102 for 6. We cannot let them get away. We need to get them out for less than 120, 135 moves. Older bowls to Sampal over the top. They need to make some adjustment to this field if he's going to bowl that line. So 4 more to the total, 106 for 6. Have to adjust this field if that's line you're going to bowl. You cannot be bowling outside the off stump in the death overs in a T20 match, and you have mid-off and extra cover in the circle. If you are going to bowl that line, you have to have long off back. You have to have an extra cover on the boundary. So you have to probably take the man out of deep mid-wicket and put him at mid-wicket, and then you push back the man on the long on boundary. Because long off boundary or a wide long off boundary. Bring round, because you're not bowling short, so that means you do not need a backward point sweeper on the boundary. So you can bring him round to cover, bring round the cover to extra cover. These are the person on the boundary, and have a long off if that's the line you are going to bowl. because the 3-4s went in the same direction because you're bowling outside the half stump. Well, that's a better line. That was straight and middle and leg, and the batsman work it down to the wide long on fielder. So if you have 3 men on the inside, if you have a man at deep mid wicket, a man at deep backward square leg and a long on, and you have an extra cover, and you have a mid off, you cannot be bowling outside the half stump. See it there. All 3-4s went into the same direction because you have the extra cover up, you have the mid off up, and you are bowling outside the half stump. And all the batsman is doing is hit it over the top for 4. That was poor bowling by Lazy Older in that over. Poor. The final delivery, which was on middle and leg stump, that's where you need to bowl due to the field that he has. To the type of field that he has, that's where you need to bowl. Bowling outside the half stump when you have the extra cover and the mid half in the circle was totally wrong. Over number 19 to be bowled by Shamar Joseph. Or Older will bowl 20. He has only bowled 3. Here is Shamar Joseph. He's over the wicket. He bowls full toss. It away down to that man at deep mid wicket. Shimran Etmaya comes in and field, and they come back for 2 comfortable. 2 more to the total. 110 for 6 after 18.1 overs. 110 for 6 after 18.1 overs. Shamar Joseph in his 4th and final over. 1 for 22 from his 3.1. He's going to come in now to bowl to the right-handed here. Is over the wicket. He bowls to here, dug out a Yorker, zeroing on that middle stump. The batsman looking for 2. The return comes in to show up. Wild from Shamar Joseph. Had to be backed up. Wild. Absolutely wild. It went nowhere near the keeper. It went straight to the man at backward point. Nowhere near the keeper. So zeroing on that middle and leg stump line, the batsman dug it out. There were confusion. He sends the return in, but it was wild. It was wild. So good backed up there, and he sent it in hard, that could easily go for 4. Oh boy, low IQ there, low IQ. So it's over the wicket now. He comes in and he bowls again. He dug out the Yorker, and it goes to he hit the batsman who was going through for the singer. So good feeling there on behalf of the West Indies by the Nepal batsman. So well done, Nepal batsman. Well done. Was that here? Yes, it looks to be here. As he driven it and here, just stopped it there. Okay, well done. Well fielded by here. So at least Shamar Joseph is keeping that, due to the field that is set, he's keeping that mid and leg stump line. So here he comes in now. Again, back of a length, cuts away high in the air. The man on the boundary have a chance. Oh, it gone all the way for 6. This is the 1 key. The 1 key is a very, very small field, And that gone for 6, back of a length, and he cuts it over deep backward point for 6. Wow, 118 for 6 now after 18.4 overs. 118 for 6. 1 for 30 from Shamar Joseph, 3.4 overs. Needs to be tighter. That ball just set up and asked to be it. Joseph bowl, full toss, whipped away. The man at fine leg come across and put in a brilliant fielding display. Wow, well done there. Who was on the fine leg boundary? That's a good feeling effort. He had a big hat, so I've not seen him yet. But that's a big effort on the fine leg boundary, because Joseph again looks to fire it into the mid and leg stump, which that's the field they set, so you cannot blame him. That's the field they set for that type of bowling. Attack mid and leg. And that ball, Joseph in bowl, hit away over deep mid wicket 6. 126 for 6. So he ends his spell with a 6, just like Akil was saying. Well, no, was it? No, Akil was saying never end his spell with a 6. The last ball before the strategic timeout went for 6. So hit away for 6. So Joseph will end his spell with 1 for 38 from his 4. A little on the expensive side when you consider that Nepal is just 126, 126, 126 for 6. So they are going at less than 7 runs per over. And when you go for 4 into 38, 9.5, you're on the expensive side in the context of the match. So 1 over to come. It will be bowled by Older. 126 for 6. So here has brought up his half century, 58 from 46 deliveries. Don't think we need to get them out for less than 140. Jason Older bowls full toss, hit down to long on. Let's see. On the bounce to the fielder coming off the boundary. So it's now 127 for 6 after 19.1. 127 for 6. After 19.1. Sorry about that. It's early morning belch, you know. My apology. That was to get it out. I don't. Yes, Jason Ola is round the wicket now, and the batsman hit this down to long on. Let's see. Into the fielders and catch taken by Powell, and here finally goes for 58. So it's 127 now for 6. 127 for 7. Sorry about that. 127 for 7 as Older pitched up here. Finally missed time one to the fielder at long on. And so they have lost their 7th wicket. To be honest, I am a bit frustrated with the tactics that West Indies employ in this stage of the game. I know it's the one key. I know it's a small field to defend. But batsmen all over. Batsmen all over. Tends to hit through the onside more powerfully. Not necessarily more cleaner, but more powerfully. It's a natural swinging arc of batters, batsmen and batswomen. Natural swinging arc took over the onside. I would have preferred the tactics was to bowl wide outside half stump. Aim for that line outside the half stump and set the field accordingly. I do not like the tactics of setting that field on the onside and trying to bowl mid and leg. I think that's a more dangerous option than the wide outside half stump option when you try to bowl those wide Yorker. As talking about wide, first delivery to KC Karan is wide by Jason Older as he goes into the pitch. Wide signal by the umpire. So that's my view. I just think that the tactics to bowl mid and leg, and it's, you know, incidentally that tactics was put in place after Blunder Factory came out at the strategic timeout. You know, so full toss, hit away down to long on. They will double check it if it was above the batsman waist, but we will wait and see. So that tactics was derived by Blunder Factory when he came out at the strategic timeout at the end of over number 14. You know, because I mean, after 18 overs, they were 108 for 6 or some. You know, I just don't like. I need to go back to see what the score was at the end of the 14 over. It was what, 70. It was 70 something for 68. It was 68 for 6 because that's the time then I started commentary. 68 for 6 at the end of 14 overs. 68 for 6. Well, that's not a no ball. It's below the batsman waist. So they have added 60 runs in the last 61 runs in the last 5.3 overs because of the statics. That's more than 12 runs per over because of the tactics of bowling mid and leg. You know, so I think Blunder Factory again blundered. Older bowls a Yorker. and mid and half the batsman dig it out. It goes back to the bowler and there is no run. 129 for 7 with 2 to come in the West Indies bowling innings. 2 to come in the West Indies bowling innings. Yeah, so they were 68 for 6 after 14. And at the strategic timeout, the decision was to bowl mid and leg. As a result, they have scored 61 runs of 5.4 overs. Older bowls, again, aiming for that mid and leg stump. The batsman did not get hold of it. They touched down for 1. They come back for 2. The fielder after deep mid-wicket boundary has to come a long way in and he picks up, sends a return in. That's Rutherford. 2 more to the total. That should take them up now to 131 for 7. Final delivery to come in Nepal innings. One delivery, 131 for 7. Was a no ball. So it's a no ball by Lazy Older. No ball there by Lazy Older. Indiscipline from the West Indies lanky fast bowler at this stage of the innings. Very indisciplined bowling. You have to keep your foot behind the crease. So free it here. So West Indies really losing it at this stage. They're really losing it. Really losing it at this stage of the innings. No, really. We let Nepal out of jail. Absolutely let Nepal out of jail at this stage. And Hussein there shaking his head, Hussein not happy at all. And you can see Sheop, he's not happy at all. Neither is Blunder Factory, While you can criticize him for the tactics, the bowler has to have the discipline to get his foot behind the crease. Again, on mid and leg, the batsman played it down to long on. They're looking for 2. It's not on. So 1 more to the total. So Karan Casey will face the final delivery. 133 for 7. Boy, 68 for 6 after 14 overs. 68 for 6 after 14 overs. And because of this tactics, this strategy to bowl mid and leg, round the wicket comes Holder with his final delivery. Balls hit high in the air. It going down towards long on. The fielder took the catch and he's out. That's the tactics. Push back the man on the long on boundary. How could you? So he has picked up his 4th wicket. 4 for 27 from 4 overs. Good bowling that, man. Very good bowling. Very good spell that by Jason Holder. Very, very good spell. 4 for 27. So a person would say, well, you accuse him of being indisciplined. Yes, he was indisciplined. A war has many batters. There's many batters in a war, and you win some of the batters, you lose some of the batters. But in the end, if you win the war, you win the war. So it's not like Jason Holder did everything perfectly when he was bowling. But at the end of his bowling spell, at the end of the war, despite losing some batters, he won more batters than he lost, and it turned out that he won the war. It turns out that he had a very good spell. But there are times in the spell, especially those 3 fours that went in the same direction over mid-off. That again was poor bowling. The tactics was to bowl mid and leg. Although I don't agree with the tactics to bowl mid and leg. I don't agree with the tactics. But he was not executing. He was bowling off stump when he have the extra cover in the mid-off inside the circle. And the batsman was just picking him off and hitting them over the top and going down to the boundary. So he never executed there. But at the end of it, it was a good spell by Holder. He got 4 for 27 from his 4 overs. So I'm going to run through the West Indies bowling chart for this match. Akil Hussain, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 30. Matthew Ford, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10. Jason Holder, 4 overs, no maiden, 4 for 27. Shamar Joseph was the most expensive of the bowlers, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 38. Gudakesh Moti, 2 overs, no maiden, none for 17. Ruston Chase, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 10. when you have 6 bowlers, not all the bowlers are going to bowl 4 overs every time. And I do not have an issue with the 6 bowlers lineup. 4 completed is over. Maybe you want to say why Shamar bowl 4 overs. You have to give Shamar the 19th over. You don't want to give Moti or Chase the 19th over. You have to give him. And Matthew Ford bowl is 4 up front for 10 runs. And then once Matthew Ford bowl is 4 up front for 10 runs, then the spinners is going to be always, you're going to see that the spinners will going to have over remaining because you do not want them to bowl too deep in the innings. So I agree with the decision to bowl Matthew Ford 4 overs up front for the 10 runs. But that means then that the seamers will have to come at the back end because you do not want the spinners to bowl too deep. So this is one of the advantages of having a 6 bowler lineup, and especially have so many bowlers who can hold the bat, Ruston Chase, Matthew Ford, Jason Holder, and to a lesser extent, Gudakesh Moti. Shamar Joseph can also hit the ball away. We know that Akil Hussain can hit the ball away. So this is a strong batting lineup, but you will not always have it. Moti 2 overs for 17 runs. That is understandable that he did not bowl out. But Chase 2 overs for 10 runs. I think it was the right decision to have the seamers end there. So that's it. I will just take a short break, have something to eat and have something to drink, and then I'll be back with you. Well, I was able to update my music library. And speaking about music library, I want you to check out the latest music release from Gerald Music, Discover Hot New Album. The link is in the video description. Click on the link, and so check out Gerald Music new albums. You can get his music on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So check out Gerald Music. That's the man there at the top of the screen, at the top left-hand corner of your screen, all class. Big up to the man, Gerald Music. So let's play some music now as we Welcome back. The players are on the field and we are getting ready for the start of the West Indies innings. I want to thank each and every one of you who are here with me. Please check out the TCF Members Club. The link is in the video description. It's also at the top of the screen. And let us interact on Patreon. Become a member of the club. So Karen KC comes in first delivery, goes to Brandon King, who played that one from the top of the bunks down to the cover boundary for 4. What a start by Brandon King. That was back of a length, rising towards his waist, and he just stand up tall and punch it. Good firm wrist, punch it into the gap. There's a crowd of fielders on the offside. There's a backward point, there's a cover, there's an extra cover, and it goes down to the boundary for 4. Good shot. Very, very good shot. What a shot. That was right out of the screw. Karen Casey comes in, bowls to King. King covers up, nice tight on the off stump, and he played it down the offside of the pitch. Extra cover comes in and field, and there is no run. So there's a short third man, there's a backward point, there's a cover, there's an extra cover, and a mid-off. So Shea Hope is Brandon King opening partner. 4 without loss West Indies after 2 deliveries. After 2 deliveries. We're going to watch as Brandon King seconds. Karan comes in now. He's in, bowls to King, and Kings play this one to the man at mid-on, and they go through for a quick singer. So 1 more to the total, 5 without loss. So there's a ring of 5 on the offside. Then you have the mid-on. So those are the 6 fielders that I can tell you about right now. The backward point, the backward point, the cover, the extra cover, the mid-off, and the short third man. And a mid-on. Those 6 I can tell you about. I'll tell you where the other 3 fielders are as soon as I am able to identify where they are. 5 without loss. Hope is on strike. Man on the deep backward square leg boundary just coming to screen. Shea Hope off the back foot plays that to the man at cover point. So you speak out one of the 5 fielder within that circle. The cover point is usually the deepest of the 5. He usually goes right back on the edge of the circle. Probably start his walk outside the circle, and by the time the bowler deliver, he arrives in the circle. Short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover, and mid-off. Shea Hope, the West Indies captain, who is yet to score. Karen Casey is going to come in now over the wicket, bowls to Hope, and Hope covers up and plays it out again to the man at backward point, who moves to his right and field, and there is no run. 5 without loss. Hope yet to score. King is on 5. The target is 134. As I said earlier, winning this match guarantee qualification for not only the Super 8, but for the next Cricket World Cup in 2028. That's the T20 Cricket World Cup. We have a ODI World Cup coming up next year, and later this year, the Women World Cup is also on. Karen Casey comes in, bowls to Hope, nice and tight. He plays it to mid-on, got a singer. 1 more to the total, 6 without loss after 1. So West Indies 6 without loss after 1 over. Good start by both teams. I think both teams will feel comfortable with that start. West Indies was not after a flyer, and they never got a wicket. Nepal never got a wicket, but yet still West Indies got 6 runs out of the over. Only chasing 134 to win. I think that West Indies will feel okay, would not feel under any pressure that they are only score 6 runs out of that over. So I want to say thanks to all the members of the Cricket Forum Members Club. Appreciate you much. The TCF Members Club, really appreciate you much. And thank you for your support. And check out Gerald Music for the latest in music. Check him out, man. New releases. He's all over the place on many digital platforms. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Good youth. Need to check him out, man. As Sam Paul bowls to Hope, who flick this away down to the man coming off the backward square leg boundary. Good youth. So check him out. One of our own. You know. So big up to the man Gerald Music. You know, I should tell you a little about Gerald Music, you know. So at the end of this over, I will read his bio for you and tell you a little bit about Fitzgerald Anderson, known as Gerald Music. Remember, you hear about him here first. Big up to the man. Check out his music. Click the link in the video description. All right. You can check him out on all those platforms. Down the leg side, King looked to hit that out of one key, but misses. Wide signal, one more to the total, 9 without loss. So 3 deliveries have bowled in this over, and it have 2 deliveries, sorry. A no ball and a wide. So it's a free hit coming up. So 3 runs off the over so far. And no delivery, no legitimate delivery has been bowled. He comes in. King uses his feet and swings this away down to the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary for a single. So 1 more to the total. So I can now paint the field for you. So there's a short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, short fine leg, a deep mid-wicket, and a deep backward square leg. So that's the field. So that's the field there as Sam Paul to bowl to Shea Hope. Go away. Yeah, idiot, go away. He's over the wicket now. Bowls to Shea Hope off the back foot. He plays this to the man at extra cover, and there is no run. So off the back foot, just stroking that to the man at extra cover, and there is no run. 10 without loss. West Indies looking to get 134 to cement their spot in the Super 8 and the 2028 T20 Cricket World Cup. Remember the name, Carlos Brathwaite is on commentary. Remember the name. When he comes to the one key, he must feels good. Sam Paul bowls, Hope off the back foot, crunches it through the covers, down to the boundary for 4. Backward point, dived to his right, but could not stop it as it was spanked away by the West Indies captain, down to the boundary for 4, 14 without loss after 1.3. It was off the back foot, and he spanked that down to the cover boundary for 4. Lovely shot by Shea Hope. Oh, sweet, sweet. So that carried the score up now to 14 without loss. West Indies, just a nice steady start, no rush. Only chasing 134. Sam Paul over the wicket, bowls to Hope, short, back of Valenti, pulls mid-on, comes in. But it drops short of him. I don't know. So off the back foot, he looks to pull, it goes high in the air, mid-on comes in, but it drops short of him. And he collected on the bungs. Shea Hope living dangerously there. So he was unable to pull that away. Let's watch now as Sam Paul. The field remains the same. Comes in, bowls to Hope. He pulls again. He bottom edge it this time down to the fielder coming off the backward square leg boundary. And there's a single there, 15 without loss after 1.5. So you could say there's a ring of 7 from short third man to fine leg, except for this fielder on the deep backward square leg boundary and the one on the deep mid-wicket boundary. So there's a ring of 7. That means there's a short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, and short fine leg. Back of Valenti looks to pull. That's too high. They appeal, but it going over the stump as Shea Hope looks to pull. That's definitely too high. 15 without loss after 2 overs. There's definitely too high. 2 overs have been completed, 15 without loss. So as I promised you, I'm going to read read the gentleman bio. Let me put him on the stage so you can see him in live and living color. So Gerald Music, born Fitzgerald Anderson, stage name Gerald Music, was born in the sun-drenched shores of Jamaica, where the rhythms of reggae, dancehall, and soca filled his childhood. Surrounded by vibrant street festivals and the melodic hum of steel drums, he developed a deep passion for music at an early age. Seeking new horizon and broader audience, he later relocated to the United States, carrying with him the rich musical heritage of his homeland. There's a bio of the man Gerald Music. Check out his music. They're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and a wide range of digital platforms right through the spectrum. Big up to the man Gerald Music. There is picture in this top left-hand corner. So support him. The link is in the video description. Check out Gerald Music. After back foot, Brandon King stroke it to backward point, and there is no run. They score 15 without loss after 2.1 overs. 15 without loss after 2.1 overs. Yes. Join the Cricket Forum Members Club. The link is also in the video description, or it's pinned to the top of the live chat. So please check it out. Become a member of the Cricket Forum Members Club on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/the Cricket Forum. Patreon.com/the Cricket Forum. But you can click on the link in the live chat or in the video description. As that one's back of a length by Karam, Shea Hope guided to backward point, and there is no run. Both batsmen look very similar, so you have to really looking good or to see, you know, the Shea Hope is a little shorter than Brandon King. Brandon King using the Kukugura bat, while Shea Hope is using the SNS. So that's some differentiation there. 15 without loss. Karan to bowl. Karan Casey is the name. He's going to bowl now to Shea Hope. The West Indies captain bowls to Shea Hope. Slower delivery. Shea Hope waits on it and turn it down to that man coming off the deep mid-wicket boundary. One of the two fielders out in the deep. 16 without loss after 2.3. Shea Hope is on 8 from 11. Brandon King is on 6 from 5. 6 from 5. So King will take strike. He will face up to Karan Casey. As West Indies looking to seal their spot in the Super 8. And remind you that the Super 8 group already predetermined, as KC bowls to King and King strokes it elegantly back to the bowler, and there is no runs. Yes, so the Super 8 spots are predetermined. Once you qualify for the Super 8, it is predetermined. I will tell you, I think India, Australia, West Indies, and South Africa, those are the teams that are slated to meet in their predetermined group, should they qualify. You know, we could see Zimbabwe replacing Australia in that group. So it doesn't matter if you finish first or second in your group. Doesn't matter. Once you qualify, your seeding for the second round is predetermined. Yes, whether you come first or second in your group, it's already predetermined. I don't like the idea. I know why it is done, you know, but I don't like the idea. Countries need to step up and make themselves known. So the group, West Indies group, is Group X. I said this yesterday in the show. What a lovely show we have yesterday afternoon with all those videos, and with Basil giving his reaction to the videos and previewing this match. It was a lovely show. I think that was one of our better videos. Bowls, lovely shot by Shea Hope. Look at that full face of the bat. It just missed the leg stump at the non-striker's end and goes into the long on boundary for 4. Oh, you beauty, Shea Hope. What a shot. It was pitched up by Karen Casey, and he just came onto the front foot and he pressed it. I saw the full face of the bat when he pressed it. It was not a flourishing, flamboyant drive. He just came onto the front foot and he just pressed it through mid-on, just missing the stump at the non-striker's end, just missing the stump. So that's a perfect on drive, and it goes into the boundary for 4. You know, I heard a little man on the radio once saying that the cover drive is harder to play than the on drive. You know, and he said that if you give a little girl a bat, the first place he's going to hit the ball is in the onside. Or if you give a lady a bat, the first place he's going to hit the ball is in the onside. Hitting the ball in the onside, which is a natural reaction, you know, somebody who have never played cricket is going to swing across the line. That's a natural reaction. But to play the classic on drive, that is between mid-on and the stump. So that's what is a classic on drive. Not hitting the ball through the onside, because everybody swing across the line. But a classic on drive is one that play between the stumps and mid-on. That shot is harder to play than any cover drive. So Brandon King swing and miss at that one. I don't think he needs to play that shot. 21 for 3 after 3.1 over. There's no need to play that shot. You're already ahead of the run rate. I know you want to get going. They have to show a replay of that shot by Shea Hope. Yeah, I have to show it. That's a shot of the match so far. Absolutely the shot of the match. West Indies batsmen have played 2 good strokes in this innings thus far. But that one from Shea Hope was a shot of the match. Brandon King again, giving himself room and swinging and missing. As Nandan, the right-arm seamer, comes into the attack. And he's losing his shape here. I would love to see Blunder Factory send out a message to him. I honestly, I don't want King to be playing like that. There's no need to be playing like that. There's no need to be coming down and swinging the ball like that. You know, there's no need for that. Honestly, there's no need for that. As Brandon King now secors. He's going to come in now. Nandan is going to come in to bowl to him. He comes in now, bowls to King, and King off the back foot. He plays this to mid-off, and they go through for a single. And due to the fact that he mistimed the drive, in my opinion, it comes off the inner portion of the bat. I'm just looking to his shape, because I don't know if you're experienced this, but once again, I am not really picking up the ball quite clearly. But just to his shape, I think that came off the inner portion of the bat and bounced away to mid-on, which allows them to come through for the single. So I'm glad he is off strike, because I saw where he's getting a little impatient. So I'm glad he's off strike, because it's a small total. It's a small total. Over the wicket, bowls to Hope, down the leg side, he looks to pull, and it goes away down to fine leg for 4. So down the leg side, back of a length, down the leg side, Shea Hope looks to pull. That will take the West Indies score up to 26 without loss in over number 3.4. So those back of a length, he pulls, it get the bottom edge of the bat. It never rise as Hope was expecting. It got the bottom edge of the bat, and he got it down to fine leg for 4. Maybe this pitch is acting up and is not as good to bat on as one expect, or is it that the Nepal bowlers are just slower? So I told you the field already. They maintain the same field. It's probably what Joel Andrew will call book-like. Off the back foot goes Shea Hope, picks out the man at cover, and there is no run. 26 without loss after 3.5. It's these type of fields that Joel Andrew called book-like. So everyone, welcome. I much appreciate you here, and also I welcome my fans and patrons. So thank you very much. Those of you who are member of the Cricket Forum Club and is tuning in on Patreon, we appreciate you much. Thank you for being here. Thank everyone for being here, and I thank everyone for being here. I'm not just getting back. I'm getting some feedback there. Where's that feedback was coming from? Hope it's not Patreon acting up. So getting some feedback there from. Okay, yes, so thank you very much. I apologize for that. There was some feedback there. 26 without loss after 4 overs. So we're in the power play. Shea Hope and Brandon King, the two West Indies openers, are at the crease. This is not their highest partnership for the tournament, although they have not been scoring fast, but they did put on 50 in the first match. So 26 without loss after 4 overs. So Sampal will pick up the attack. His first over went for 9 runs. So he's back into the attack now to bowl over number 5. The right arm seamer is over the wicket, bowls to King. And King slapped this. I mean, slapped it. No grace, no elegance, just brute force down to the boundary for 4 at cover. So he just slapped it. It was back of a length. Great determination there. You can see the frustration in that shot. He's not getting the ball away. And as it bunks past the extra cover fielder down to the boundary for 4. Good shot. Well, yeah, good shot. It's productive. Yeah. 4 more to the West Indies total. So 30 without loss now, West Indies. 30 without loss. Bowls down the pitch and he looks to swing at that one and it goes through outside the half stump to the keeper. For a moment there, thought he got an edge, but it goes through to the keeper and there is no run. 30 without loss. We are in power play. We are in the power play, 30 without loss after 4.2 overs. So we are in over number 5. The West Indies openers are at the crease. 30 without loss. Brandon King. He's going to face up to Sampal. He's looking around the field there. They are making some adjustment. They have taken out the short fine leg and they have put him at a short third man and they bring the backward square leg round finer. As King plays that one back down the pitch to the bowler. So it's a 6-3 field that they have. So you could say a short third man, a deep gully, a backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off. So those are the 6 on the offside. Then you have the mid-on. Then you have a deep mid-wicket who has now moved to his right, going more around to square leg. And the man on the backward square leg boundary is now more round to long leg. Bowls to King and King pull this away through the hand side. Work for both fielders. That's the mid-on and the deep mid-wicket. The mid-on, did he caught up to it as he dived? Some teamwork there. The deep mid-wicket comes across and picked up and send the return in. So the mid-on gave chase and dive. We'll check it if he saved it. With some good work there. So not timing the ball here, Brandon King. Yes, he did well. Clearly, that's the mid-on fielder who gave chase and was supported by the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary. And he saved 2 runs for his team. 14 from 14 is Brandon King. 32 without loss. Shea Hope is on 16. Sampal over the wicket. Bowls to King and King steered this away brilliantly through the gap for 4. Lovely shot through the offside. Beating the man at backward point who was diving to his right and it goes down to the boundary for 4. 40 now West Indies. No, sorry, 36. 36 without loss. Brandon King moves up now to 18 from 15 deliveries. That's a lovely shot. There was no brute force. This was just caressing it down to the boundary. Make sure he picks out the gap. And the best effort by the fielder at backward point, he could do nothing about it. Oh, so sweet from Brandon King. So sweet. That was lovely. Sampal. He has conceded 10 runs from this over so far. Comes in, bowls to King, and King hit it down the ground for 4. Through mid-on. In the air a little, but into the gap and down to the boundary for 4. 40 without loss now at the end of number 5. And the West Indies batsmen now have started to motor. 40 without loss. King has moved up to 22. Shea Hope is on 16. It was through mid-on, and the umpire sent Shields off the field and say, you need to get off. He was bringing on something, and the umpire sent him off and said, no, get off. No more breaking play. Just get off. Nice to see the umpires putting down their feet. I love that. I don't love the thing of the fielders coming out after every overs on either side. No, it's not a is not the team I'm talking about. I think it slowed down the game. Cricket is already a slow game. You do not need to slow it down anymore. Nandan is going to come over the wicket now to bowl to the West Indies captain Sheop, who gave himself room but cannot beat extra cover. The score remains at 40 for 40 without loss after 5.1. I almost misspoke just now. Big up all those fans and patrons who are a member of the Cricket Forum Members Club and patron. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you can comment, your comment. I will definitely read your comment, and your comment, yes, your comment will be definitely read. So 40 without loss. Brandon King, I think he got a 30 in the first match, but it wasn't fast. He's on 22 now, comes in, bowls to Shea Hope, who hit this to mid-off with some aggression. It bunks off the fielder, which allowed the West Indies batsman to go through for a single. So one more to the total, 41 without loss after 5.2. Shea Hope is on 17. Brandon King is on 22 from 16. So the West Indies team looking to send themselves through to the Super 8 and also to next T20 Cricket World Cup in 2028. Once you win this match, it would have done two things. Oh, I need to go over those group and tell you the pre-selected group seedings. It comes in now, bowls back of a length. The batsman ducked and just go through. No signal from the umpire. Oh, yes, the signal comes now. Very, very delayed signal. One more to the total, 42 without loss. Very, very delayed signal there as he ducks underneath that one and it goes through to the keeper. It was a short delivery down the leg side, wayward delivery. So at the end of this over, I will go through the groups for you. I would have done it many times, but I know that there are persons joining in all the time. So 42 without loss after 5.2. Brandon King seconds. He's on 22 from 16. Shea Hope is on 17 from 17. Here is Nandan. He's over the wicket. He comes in, bowls to King, and King was charging the ball, and he fired it outside the half stump, but he fired it too wide, and wide call by the umpire, 43 without loss after 5.2. So King using his feet, trying to get to the pitch of the ball. This is the final delivery, final over of the power play. And the batsman saw him coming, and then he just fired it wide outside the half stump, but it was too wide. But I like that from the bowler. I like that. I always think that when a batsman give himself room, you should not follow the batsman. You should hide the ball from him. Bowl it as wide as possible. Nandan bowls to King, and King pulls to mid-on and he's out caught. So Brandon King is out caught, pulled to mid-on and is out called, and the Nepal fans are celebrating. That's really a throwaway wicket, Really a throwaway wicket, that one, boss. Really a throwaway wicket. There's nothing in it, You just need to be patient and just hit off these runs. Just need to be patient. Just stand up and bat. It's 134 to get. Just stand up and bat, no man. All this moving around the crease and so on is uncalled for. You're not chasing 234, you're chasing 134, and there's nothing in the Nepal bowling. The Nepal bowling does not look threatening. Their best bowler, Lama Chain, when you give them a wicket before Lama Chain comes on, you are actually giving them an incentive. There's nothing in the pitch that's a genuine throwaway of wicket. A genuine throwaway of wicket. One of the points that I always make, and I know it's T20 cricket, batsmen have to be innovative, and you have to do things on occasions to throw the batsmen, the bowlers off their line and so on. But if you look at the cricket, most batsmen still stay still at the crease even in T20 cricket, and still is relative. I'm talking in cricket terms because you cannot be still as a batsman and hit the ball. So still is relative. But what you want to do as a batsman is to stay still as long as possible, as little movement as possible. That's how you time the ball away. That's how you wait until the ball comes under your chin to play it. That's how you pick the gap. You know, and I just think that chasing 134, you just need to stand up and bat properly. Just need to stand up and bat properly. The Nepal bowling does not hold any terror. Sorry, we'll wait and see what Labachane does when he comes on. But until then, what we are seeing from the seamers doesn't hold any terror. Right, the strategic timeout. So I will go through the predetermined seeds. So Group X, once these 4 teams qualify for the Super 8, it doesn't matter whether they come first or second in their zone. As long as they qualify, these 4 teams will play together. India, Australia, West Indies, and South Africa. As long as they qualify, those 4 will play together. I think I said 3, but it's 4. And that will be Group X. Group Y, once they qualify, will be England, New Zealand, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Shimron Hetmyer first delivery, stand up tall and played it to mid-off, and there is no run. So, say Zimbabwe knocked out Australia, and Australia don't qualify. Whether Zimbabwe come first or second in their group, they will just simply take the place of Australia in Group X. That's so manipulated the thing is, you know. I recall in 2024, this is something that I've said yesterday, if Shimron Hetmyer after back foot crunches it to extra cover and there is no run. And in 2024, when somebody told me that once India reach the semifinals of the World Cup, they are going to play in Guyana. And I said to the person, no, that can't happen. That there's no way to know that. And the person said, yes, check. When I checked, I realized that the seedings were predetermined. Yeah, everything was predetermined. You know, in sport, when you come first or second in the group, it will determine how you go into the other group and so on. Not in cricket. Not in cricket at all. It's manipulated, it's designed. As Hetmyer stand tall and plays this one down to mid-wicket for a single. West Indies 44 for 1 at the end of the power play. 44 for 1 at the end of the power play. So that's 7.33 runs per over. 7.33 runs per over. So that's the seeding, you know. So England, New Zealand, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka are in Group Y. Yeah, so it's a very strange way of doing things. I don't understand it. I don't know why there's a need to do it like that, but it's a very, very, very strange way of doing things, you know. Very strange, very, very, very strange way of doing things. So Hetmyer's on 1 from 3. You know, I feel a little nervous. I don't know why, but I just feel a little nervous. I don't know why I should be, but I feel a little nervous, you know. I think the ball is not coming on onto the bat as I want full toss by Labachane, and then I place it down to long on. The fielder comes across and dive and can't stop it as it hit off his hand and go into the boundary for 4. So first delivery from Labachane to the left-hander, full toss, and he played it away through long off for 4. Nice shot, through mid-off, down to the long off boundary for 4. The fielder came across, should have stopped it though, you know. I think he should have stopped it. Yeah, he never needed to dive. Labachane comes into it, Hetmyer is forward, and he turns it into mid-wicket. And there is no run. Oh, no, man. Lava Chain is a South African. Sorry. Is a South African playing for Australia. Yes. So it's Lam Cheney. Lam Cheney should say. Lam Cheney comes in now over the wicket, bowls to Etmire off the back foot. He googly, he never picked it, but it got the edge and goes down to third man for 4. So Etmire was deep in his crease, looking to work it into the onside, but the googly turned across him, got the edge down to third man for 4. He didn't pick it. 9 for Etmire from 6. West Indies 50 is up. 52 for 1. Lovely by Lam Chain. Never pick the googly. Have to be tighter. He can bowl, you know. He's a good looking bowler. Sandeep Lam Cheney. He's going to come in now. He bowls to Shimron Etmire. Off the back foot cut, misses, goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. 52 for 1 after 6.4. So Lam Cheney. Sandeep Lam Cheney, the right arm leg spinner from Nepal. He comes in now to the West Indies danger man, Shimron Etmire. He's in. Bowls to Etmire. Etmire off the back foot. This time he waits on it and just caresses it down to the sweeper coming off the cover boundary. 1 more to the total. 53 for 1. So Lam Cheney into the attack. This is Nepal trump card. 53 for 1 here now. 53 for 1. The West Indies just need to bat. Once we bat, we will get these runs comfortable. Lam Cheney comes in, bowls to Shea open up, drives inside edge. Oh, they are not picking his googly at all. What's the analyst doing? So Hope is on 17, Etmire on 10, end of over number 7, 53 for 1. They're not picking his googly. They're not picking him. What's the analyst doing? And this is what I want my analyst to do. You know, and you'd ask why I ask what the analyst doing because he's not out there batting. It's the analyst supposed to break down the bowler's action for the batsman. Yeah, he breaks down each and every bowler action for the batsman. And to see both Shimron Etmire and Shea Hope not picking Lam Cheney, it means that they do not know when he's bowling the googly. You know, in our days as a little boy growing up, once you see the little finger, you know it's the googly. But the game has evolved now, and actions have changed, and you cannot depend on again to see, you know, the palm of the hand or the finger to determine whether it's the back of the hand or the finger to determine whether it's the googly. Things have changed. So for every bowler, you want your analyst to be breaking it down and said, gentlemen, this is how the man is bowling the googly. When he does that, that's what you should expect. When he does that, that's what you should expect. And you show it, and you have a big TV screen showing them it. And that's why the good teams spend hours and hours and hours watching what the opponents are doing. 55 for 1. As Ear comes into the attack, bowls to Etmire, who goes deep in his crease and played it to extra cover, no run. So I'll tell you the field shortly as they pushed back some players on the boundary. Bowls to Etmire. Etmire hedged this away down to third man for 4 more. This one was deliberate. It's what you call an educated edge in cricket. So Ear was outside the half stump and he just steered it down to the third man boundary for 4. There was no danger in that. It's an educated edge down to third man for 4. Well played. So Etmire now moves up to 14. He just guides that away. Comes in, bowls to Etmire, and Etmire forces this down to long on. The bowler does well as he ran past Shea Hope and stopped it from going down there. 59 for 1 West Indies. Etmire quickly moves up to 16 from 12. Shea Hope is on 17 from 18. Here comes in, bowls to Etmire. And with forcefully now, with a lot of wrist, he whips it down to cow corner or deep mid wicket, some would prefer to say, for a singer. 60 now for West Indies. A lot of risk in that stroke by Shimron Hetmyer. Almost looked like a left-handed Mohammed Azharuddin just now, as he just wrote that one down to the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary. 60 for 1 after 7.5. Here, he tosses the ball from Antoine. He made over the wicket, bowls to Hope deep in his crease, and in that customary fashion of his, just flicked it down to the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary for a single. One more to the score. 61 for 8. Sorry, 61 for 1 after 8. Oh my Lord. You can imagine if West Indies turned out to be 61 for 8. Wow. Oh Lord. You know, so he just worked that away. So yesterday, well, Shea Hope did mention that, just play this clipping from Shea Hope. He did mention that he need to get some runs, and hopefully he will get it in this innings. He never said that. I'm just saying that he did mention, he did admit that he need to make some runs. Driven down the ground. Oh, lovely shot by Shea Hope. Mid-on comes across and field this time, and they come back for 2. So that's pitched up by Lamchani, and it hit down the ground for 4. Yeah, so good. Sorry, because I'm looking for that clipping from Shea Hope. Yes, I find it now. And Hope plays that back one to Lamchani, and there is no run. So I was looking for that clipping from Shea Hope. I'll just play it at the start of the innings, at the end of the over. Lamchani bowls to Hope, full Yorker, dug down to the sweep on the cover boundary for a single. He moves up to 21. West Indies 64 for 1. Hetmyer comes into strike. He's on 17 from 13. 64 for 1. So then a next match coming up after this, the United States of America. So we'll watch that match also. And then the big match. We'll provide live commentary on that match so far. Hetmyer down the ground and hit Lamchani out of the ground for 6 over long on. Over pitch, step on a hit, and it cleared the boundary. Hetmyer moves up to 23 from 14. 70 for 1 West Indies now after 8.4 overs. It was a step and a hit, and he just cleared the boundary comfortable for 6. So Hetmyer in good rhythm. I've lost some weight, and he looks focused. And I remember, who was it that said that is so key to us winning the World Cup? 70 for 1. Here is Lamchani, bowls to Hetmyer, closer to him, tighter line. He plays it into mid-wicket. The touchdown for 1. Will they come back for 2? They're coming back for 2. The return comes in. The keeper whipped off the bails, but a smooth moving Hetmyer got home comfortable and moves up to 25 from 15. 72 for 1 after 8.5. The return comes in. The keeper whipped off the bails, but Hetmyer was comfortable home as he just guided that down to mid-wicket. And from the moment he was off and running, he wanted 2, and he beats the return comfortable. Lamchani bowls to Hetmyer again. This time he gets 1. It never hit in the same gap that he hit it in the first time, as it goes down to mid-wicket for another single. 73 for 1 at the end of over number 9. I played this clipping yesterday, but here's show. So,
and it's good to see the batters putting their hands up. Still got
not hearing him. I don't. Just I was about to, but maybe I shouldn't have played. So, but it's there. I did play it yesterday. So if you look back at yesterday's show, you will see it. I did play it, but he was making the point that he needs some runs. So here is round the wicket, bowls to Etmire, who flicks it off his pad to the man at leg slip or deep leg gully. He's more about if you should draw a circle from where the square leg should be, the angle is about 30 degrees. Here comes in, bowls to Etmire, swings and misses. He wasn't looking at that ball. He takes him on his body. The keeper move from behind the stump and field, and there is no run. So did it beat him between bat and pad? As I said, I don't know about you, those of you who are watching and not just listening to the commentary. I'm not really seeing this ball. Etmire off the back foot, steered it to backward point, and there is no run. I'm not seeing it well. I'm not seeing it well. It's challenging to watch. 73 for 1. I need maybe some adjust. No, but in the India match coming up, we're going to see it much clearer. So it can't be adjustment need to make to the television. As he works this one down to deep, long on for a single, and the score goes up by 1. So 74 for 1 after 9.4. So West Indies need a further 60 runs to win from 62 deliveries. So we need less than a run a ball to win. And that's one of the reasons why I wasn't really happy with the shot that Brandon King played to get out. It was on a no pressure. Just need to stand up and bat. And Sheo picked this down to long on for 4. Just a step on a hit, and he just hit it down to long on for 4 as here over pitch. 78 for 1 now, West Indies. The West Indies captain played that sweetly down to long on. It wasn't anything like the first shot that he played through mid on, but this one was quite effective, nicely out of the screw, down to long on for 4. Although there's a long on the boundary, but it still beat him to his left, and it's dollar more for the West Indies captain. He moves up to 25. Here comes in, bowls to him, and he played this along the ground now to the fielder at long on for a single. 79 for 1 at the end of 10. 79 for 1 at the end of over number 10. So West Indies looking good at this stage. Just 79 for 1. I'll just run through the West Indies bowling card for you. Those of you who have been joining late, I'll just run through when the West Indies bowl. I can tell you, though, that Brandon King is the only West Indies batsman to be dismissed. He was dismissed with the score on 43. He was caught by Brutel off the bowling of Yadav for 22 from 17 deliveries, 4 fours and no 6. So he's the only West Indies batsman to be dismissed so far. Since then these two have added 37 runs for the second wickets. Shayop is on 27. Shimran Etmire also on 27. But it was a West Indies bowling card that I should have been running through. So Akil 4 overs, 1 for 30. It says there's a new bowler into the attack. He comes in now. Another spinner bowls to Shayop, who plays it away through the gap. Sweeper, the cover boundary, has to come to his right, limit them to 1. So it's 80 for 1 after 10.1 overs, 80 for 1. Akil saying 4 overs, no made 1 for 30. Matcha Ford 4 overs, 1 made 1 for 10. Jason Holder 4 overs, no made 4 for 27. He was brilliant. Shamar Joseph 4 overs, no made 1 for 38. He was the most expensive West Indies bowler. Wide signal, 1 more to the total, 81 for 1. Budakesh Moti 2 overs, no made, none for 17. Rastan Chase 2 overs, no made, 1 for 10. So that's the West Indies bowling. 6 bowlers used. Moti and Chase bowl 2, while the other 4 bowl 4 each. Etmire deep in his crease, work this one down to mid-wicket, and they will get a singer. So 1 more to the West Indies total as Brutel is into the attack. So West Indies 82 for 1. 82 for 1 West Indies as Brutel comes into the West Indies attack. So looking good here now. Etmire on 28, Shayop on 27. 82 for 1, 10.2 overs have been bowled. Brutal right arm over the wicket, bowls to the right-handed West Indies captain Shayop, who squeezed it down into the gap between deep mid-wicket and mid-on. Had to be backed up there by the long-on fielder as the deep mid-wicket misfield, the ball went right through him, but he was backed up nicely by long-on and no damage done. 83 for 1 now. Etmaya and 28 from 21 comes into strike. 51 needed by the West Indies. Brutal bowls to Etmaya, plays it to extra cover, and there's no run. There's a short third man, and there's a backward point, and then there's the extra cover. Then you have a short fine leg, and the rest of the fielders are on the boundary. So the 4 in the circle is a short fine leg. As Brutal comes in, bowls to Etmaya, deep in his crease, work it down towards that man on the deep mid-wicket boundary for another run. 84 for 1, West Indies. Etmaya moves up to 29. The West Indies captain on 28 from 26 comes into strike. He's facing up to Brutal. 10.5 overs have been bowled thus far. West Indies need exactly 50 runs to win from here. Exactly 50 runs to win from here. That's what West Indies needed. As Shayub faces up to Brutal, the opener from Bangladesh. He's now bowling right arm leg spin, and Hope ever so carefully just play this ball down to deep mid-wicket for another run as the West Indies goes up to 85 for 1 at the end of 11. 85 for 1 at the end of over number 11. Looking to get 134 to win. So they need a further 49 runs to win from 54 deliveries. 49 runs with 9 wickets in hand. And West Indies should book their place in the Super 8 and also the 2028 T20 Cricket World Cup. That's what this victory today will do to us. So 85 for 1 after 11. So after the next 3 overs, I guess it will be the tactical timeout. The one key that continues to be nice to the West Indies. 85 for 1. 49 needed from 54 deliveries. And the seamers are coming back into the attack. Nandan, who got 1 for 9 from his 2 overs, he picked up the wicket of Brandon King with the score on 43. So here is Nandan now. He has a short fine leg and a short mid-wicket. Comes in, bowls to Shea Hope, and Shea Hope steer this down to the field on the cover boundary. So there was a short third man, a backward point, and an extra cover. There was a long off and a sweeper on the boundary on the offside. On the onside, you have a short fine leg. That's the only fielder within the circle. And then you have the 3 fielder out on the deep boundaries. Backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, and long on. 48 needed from 53. And the Nepali fans who have purchased more tickets than any other fans from any other country except India. So after back foot goes Shea up, he steer this down to the fielder on the cover boundary. And they'll come back for 2. Shimran Etmaya should say they come back for 2. It's now, score goes up now to 88 for 1. Etmaya is on 31. Shea Hope is on 30. Etmaya is on 31 from 24 deliveries. West Indies 88 for 1 after 11.2 overs. So we're going to watch now as Nandan, the seamer, right-arm pace bowler, bowls to Etmaya short, and he swings this away over deep mid-wicket for 6. Back of a length, and he swung it away over deep mid-wicket for 6. Etmaya moves up to 37 from 25 deliveries. West Indies 94 for 1 now. 40 needed from 51 deliveries. There's a back of a length, short into the pitch, and Etmaya hit it away. It sat up, waist height. You love those as a batsman, and he just hit it away down to deep mid-wicket for 6. The one key is a very, very small ground, you know. Very small ground. I'd love to see the distance on that one as it passed. That shot also brought up the 50 partnership. So these two have added 51 from 37 deliveries. Etmaya have made 37 out of those 51. He seconds the left-hander. And the keeper is telling the bowler, outside half stump, outside half stump. Let's see if he listens. Short, down the leg side, pulled away, 1 bounce 4 down to fine leg. He didn't listen. Was it that he didn't listen, or he just unable to execute? So that brought up 659 fours for the tournament thus far. But more importantly for the West Indies, we move on to 98 for 1, just needing 36 more runs now to win. The keeper was saying outside the half stump, but he was short on Hetmeyer's body, and he played it away down to fine leg for 4. So 41 for the Guyanese, short third man, backward point cover, long off. So they're making some change to the field. They're bringing up a man to short fine leg, and then they're putting a man at deep mid-wicket. So there's a long on. They're putting up field at mid-wicket. There's a long on, and there's a mid-wicket. So they're trying to get him to bowl off stump. Nandan comes in, bowls to Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer works this away down to the fielder coming off the deep mid-wicket boundary for a singer. So it's the same field that we have seen this field being used in the tournament, you know. And I don't necessarily like this field at all, you know. I don't like it. Because you have the short fine leg, then you have the deep backward square leg, the deep mid-wicket, and the long on. So anything going the onside, it's a singer. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then you have 3 persons on the offside in the circle. It's always a short third man, the backward point and the extra cover, and you have the sweeper and the long off on the boundary. Back of a length goes Nandan, and Sheho pull that down to the man on the deep backward square leg boundary for a single. West Indies 100 is up after 12 overs. West Indies 100 for 1 after 12 overs. Hetmeyer is on 42. Sheho is on 31. He will take strike. That Sheho will take strike. So the West Indies captain putting together a little innings here. 31 from 29. Not going to win many T20 international matches, but to the nature of this game, he doesn't really necessarily need to go much faster than that. And with Shimran Hetmeyer at the crease, so he's scoring quicker than that, because with West Indies only needed less than 7 runs per over to win at the start of the innings. Getting 31 from 29 deliveries is okay in this context. Context matters. Brutal to Hope, and Hope play this away through the covers down towards the fielder on the boundary for a single. 1 more to the total. The score goes up by 1. It's 101 for 1. Hope is on 32 from 30 deliveries. Shimran Hetmeyer comes into strike now, and as usual, he assesses his gloves. So the same field in place, the 5-4 field, with a short third man, the backward point, and the extra cover within the circle, and the sweep and the long off out and the offside. And Hetmeyer just ease this down through the onside down to long on. As I said, there's acres of room on the onside. Once the ball come on the onside, there's a single, because there's no fielder anywhere close to the bat except the short fine leg. Every other fielder on the onside is out on the boundary. The other 3. Deep backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, and long on. Brutal comes into the West Indies captain. He's short and he hit it down to long on, straight to the field. Oh, he missed field and it goes into the boundary for 4. He missed field and it went into the boundary for 4. It was a straightforward. He probably, the fielder is probably saying, you know, enough is enough. Let us get after here. Well, he got a bad bounce. To be all honesty, he did everything right there. You know, person would say use the long barrier. No, you don't really need to use the long barrier on the boundary. He was looking at the ball. He just got a bad bounce at the very last moment, and he couldn't adjust. Good for the West Indies. Brutal comes into the West Indies captain. Short, back of a length, hit out of the ground for 6. First steer, about maybe 10 rows back. So it's back of a length, and Shea Hope just hit it over deep mid-wicket into the stand for 6. 112 for the West Indies now. This match is ending very quickly. Good, ominous from the West Indies. So we can all say that West Indies qualify for the 2028 T20 World Cup already, because that's what this win will mean. Once you qualify for the Super 8, you don't have to play the qualifiers. You don't have to make sure that you are, I think, in the top 12 at the cutoff point or something like that. So here is Brutal, the right arm leg spinner, comes in, bows to Hope, and Hope looks to slap it, bottom edge it onto the ground, onto the grill of the keeper. Had it gone through the gap and hit him on his nose? Apparently, they've gone through they have to check it. The protocol dictate that the physio have to come on. So Shea Hope looks to play that flat-batted shot of his that he usually plays off the keeper. It got the bottom edge. It comes up off the gloves, hit the grill of the helmet. They have to check it. Protocol dictates he's okay, but the physio have to come out and check it. That's the protocol. You know, so they're looking back at the wickets taken by Jason Holder. He got 4 today. There was that one. There's a time when, you know, 3 consecutive 4s were hit off his bowling. He was not bowling the line that the field was set for. But at the end of the day, it was a good spell. He's not a robot. He's not a machine. You're not always going to be executing. But what matters is what you have done over the spell, which was 4 overs. So although 1 over was poor, you could say because his first 2 overs went for 4 runs. After 2 overs, Jason Holder was 2 overs, 2 for 4 after 2 overs. So the last 2 overs went for 23 runs. And there was that 1 over where 12 came off 3 balls. So that was really the over that bring up his numbers. I think that over probably went for 14 or something like that because there were 12 runs off 3 consecutive balls. And I'm sure that. So the last over was good, although he bowled a no ball in it. 112 for 1 after 13 West Indies. Etmire on 43 from 28. Shea Hope on 42 from 34. So good going by the West Indies batsmen. After this over, it will be the strategic timeout. I hope West Indies just win this match in this over and don't bother with any strategic timeout because this result is set in stone. The fat lady already sang long time ago. This result is set in stone, and Wafi came here and telling me about Nepal is going to upset the West Indies. Upset what? Here comes now around the wicket, bowls to Etmire with this down to long on the bounce to the fielder. Well, it never went through. Wafi is my friend, man. So I just teasing him. You know, if Nepal had beaten the West Indies, I know that he would have teased me. So now that West Indies have won, I have to do the banter. You know, that's the nature of sport. It's not just, you know. So here, right arm off spin around the wicket, bowls a full toss to the West Indies captain, which he crunches down to wide long off for a single. It was a full toss. Will they check it? Probably not. Probably dropping below the waist. 114 for 1 after 13.2. Here, 2.2 overs, none for 16. He's in his 3rd over. Etmire's on 44 here. Round the wicket. Bowls to Shimran. Etmire's forward. Test match batting there just now from Etmire. He just blocked the ball and played it back to the keeper, the bowler, as if he was playing test cricket. Here, the right arm off spinner from Nepal bowls to Etmire, and with more venom this time, he drives down to long on for a single. He moves up now to 45. West Indies move up to 115 for 1. I think Etmire wanted to bring up his half century with a 6 there just now, but it was full. He was unable to get underneath it. And it goes down to long on. Blunder Factory must be a happy man. Here, bowls to Shea Hope, drives to extra cover, cannot score. The score remains at 115 for 1. Final delivery now before the strategic timeout. He's going to watch here, the right arm off spinner. Round the wicket, bowls to the West Indies captain who drives. Down to long on, bending the right knee as he drives to long on for a single. Put him up now to 44. Etmire is on 45. Hope will keep the strike. It's 116 for 1 at the strategic timeout. 116 for 1. Please remember to check out the Cricket Forum store on Amazon. The link is in the video description. Also remember to join and support independent West Indies cricket coverage. That's what we do here on the Cricket Forum. So the link is in the video description. The link is also at the top of is pinned to the top of the live chat. So you can click on that link at the top of the live chat, and you will see it pinned there. And so you can check it out and become a member of TCF Members Club and support independent cricket coverage. And the big man, the big man in the place, Gerald Music. Check out Gerald Music latest music release. Discover hot new albums on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So check him out there on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube.com, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. He on a host of digital platforms. So just check out Gerald Music on those digital platforms. The big man grew up with music in his vein. And now he's putting out his releases. So check out Gerald Music. Big up Gerald Music. Respect every time. And so West Indies on the verge of victory here, just needing 21 runs to win with 9 wickets in hand. The only batsman to go, Brandon King. Brandon King, he went for 17, I think so. Brandon King, 22, sorry. He went for 22 with the score on 43. I think Shea Hope was on 17 when he got dismissed. Yes, so yes. So 43. He went with the score on 43. Yes, so now it's 116 for 1. We're about to start again. So Lamchani bowls to Shea Hope, who hit it in the air, down towards long on for 6, over long on head for 6. So Lamachani, the most dangerous Lamchani, I think the pick of the Nepal bowlers, just guilty there of over pitching. And the West Indies captain have brought off his half century. So good from Shea Hope. He did say that he needs to start getting some runs. He needs to put up his hand, and he have done so. Lamchani bowls to Hope, deep in his crease, played it down to long on. He picks the googly this time, and he played it down to long on. Whether he read it off the pitch or he picks it, the most important thing, it came right out of the middle of the bat and goes down to long on. So West Indies now 123 for 1, 11 away from victory. So 123 for 1, West Indies 11 away from victory. Lamchani comes in, bowls to it, my wide delivery. Oh, it went to the air a long time. But then it goes down to the man on the cover boundary for a single, one more to Shimron Etmire. So that was a googly, and it went in the air a long time as Etmire had to stretch to reach it. If he had left it, it would have been a wide ball, but he stretches and reaches it. He's on 46 from 32, 124 for 1, West Indies. After 14.3 overs, Lamchani comes in. The right-arm leg spinner bowls to the West Indies captain, who hit this long and hard for 6 more. Oh, he's over pitching, and Shea Hope is spotting it. 57 now from 40. 57 from 40, Shea Hope. West Indies 1 hit away. And Shimron Etmire is saying, what? You don't want me to get this half century, boss? Wow. For me, you block it out, because net run rate doesn't matter anymore. He drives through the offside, in the gap. The long off fielder comes around. Will they go back for 2? They've gone back for 2. Well, you know, my opinion on it, I would want Etmire to get the half century. So I would have blocked it out, because net run rate doesn't matter at this stage. Your grouping is predetermined, and these are the things that predetermined grouping does, because you're not playing for net run rate because you qualify. So Etmire now will need to hit. Oh, it's the end of the over, so he makes sure that Etmire doesn't get the 50. The scores are tied. Etmire not quite happy, I don't think so. You know, I don't think he necessarily is not upset, but I don't think he's necessarily totally happy. I don't think, you know, you're human beings. He's a little disappointed that he wouldn't get the half century. But he's not getting a chance to get it because the score ties and he's not on strike. So 133 for one. Yeah, 133 for one. I want to thank everyone who have tuned in, and especially thank the members of the TCF Members Club. It was a pleasure having you here, and we really appreciate you. And thanks again very much for your support. And thanks all of you who have tuned in. Wide outside the half stump play back to the ball. I would have definitely tried my best to let him get the half century. I'd have blocked out some deliveries and see if he can hit a 4. So here in his final over, which won't end, bowls to Hope, and Hope works it down to long on, and that's it for the West Indies. They just need to cross and make sure that they touch down. Yes, so they touch down. And that's it for the West Indies. West Indies won comfortable by 9 wickets. And we are through not only to the Super 8, but we are also through to next T20 Cricket World Cup in 2028. Thank everyone for tuning in. We can now go and get some sleep and wake up later for the USA and the India match. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all for tuning in.